Here we are. Happy Saturday.
We moved. I guess people don't know that we record at night or the morning.
Oh, yeah.
We moved our timing. And it feels different.
Yeah.
It does feel different. It's like
definitely a different vibe.
Definitely a different vibe. Which one do you like better?
I think they're both good, but I think I do prefer the morning.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
It's just a little bit different, and plus if we want to work on stuff after, we sort of have
the whole day.
Sort of the day to do it. We don't have to worry about like nighttime.
Do you want to pick one?
Sure.
I always pick.
Yeah, I haven't picked one in like 6 episodes.
Sorry. Taking away that opportunity for you.
So, if you're new here, basically what happens is Eddie and I sit on this lovely couch, and we have this jar of topics that were made for us. We have no idea what any of the topics are, and we just choose a topic, and we basically just have to talk about that topic. So, without further ado, what does that mean, without further ado? Where does that come from?
I don't really know what ado means, but it just means like we're getting
like everyone knows that saying, but what is ado? You never say ado.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
I don't know. But everyone knows what it means.
Yeah.
So without further ado.
Well, without further ado, the topic that we will be conversing about today is ladies.
Ladies. Yeah. Of course you didn't write girls or women.
Yeah, ladies.
Callie's got a thing for the word lady.
Yeah, she loves that word.
Lady.
Take it away, Eddie. I feel like you have... Well, I don't know. There's a lot to do with this one.
What are you going to say
really
after that, buddy? I feel like you have ladies.
This is kind of an interesting one.
That is an interesting topic. I don't know if I've ever
you could talk about
ladies
in your life. You could talk about feminism,
like feminism. What? So I guess what I could say, like what approach I've taken to ladies. Sure. What approach I've learned to take to ladies.
Okay.
Wait, are we talking about like
I don't know.
I don't know. Ladies in terms of like ladies that we're seeing or ladies that we're friends with or all the above?
It just says ladies. So okay, what do you got? You grew up with all ladies.
I was the only boy in my family.
Yeah.
So I grew up with all ladies. I've had many lady friends. Probably more lady friends than guy friends.
Yeah.
Like I had when I played sports, I had like my team. So like they were my friends, obviously. And then I had like a couple friends throughout school that were guys. But most of my life, I've just kind of like gravitated towards ladies. Like I probably because I grew up as the only boy in my family. Like I had all sisters. All my cousins were ladies.
Yeah.
I think the closest male in my family was like my dad.
Yeah.
That was like related to me, like my cousins' husbands and stuff like that. But like people who were legitimately like kind of like first family.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up very, very surrounded by ladies. I got dressed up and as a toy doll a lot and dresses and stuff. So there's a really cute photo of me in a dress and like red high heels when I'm like probably like 4. I'm just stoked. I got like the biggest smile on my face.
You know what's really funny about that is if that was you today, hopefully you wouldn't have those kind of parents, but a lot of parents would be like, oh my god,
dude,
Jimmy wants to be a girl.
I thought about that, and I've thought about this before.
Your parents could have turned you into...
Thank God that this whole like gender unknown thing is happening now and not when I was a kid. Because if it was happening when I was a kid and I had very like progressive parents, there is a solid chance I would be a girl. Because I grew up with all girls.
There's also a very solid chance you would potentially have some like, I think, deep underlying mental issues, because if your parents would have told you, oh, 100%. You want to be a girl.
100%. And
even though clearly you're not a girl whatsoever.
Clearly I'm not a girl. I'm stoked I'm a guy. It's awesome. I love it. But because like I played with my sister Emily was actually way more into guy toys, and I was just like, I wasn't really into toys, so I played with whatever was there, and a lot of time whatever was there was like Barbies and girl toys and like getting dressed up and blah blah blah. So like, and like I never once had the thought of like, I wonder if I'm actually a girl. But just like, if my parents when I was that young said I could choose, I probably would have pondered it.
Yeah.
And been like really confused.
It probably would have confused the fuck out of you.
Even if I didn't want to be a girl, I would have been like, oh, like, is that better? Like, it would probably have confused me. So that's not really what we were supposed to talk about, but
That's where we went.
glad I'm not a lady.
And I'm
not that I
glad
have
you were
anything
never
against-
confused.
I'm glad I was never confused. Not that I have anything against ladies. I don't have anything against trans people.
No.
I think people should do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, make your own choices.
But I feel like if your kid's a boy or a girl, you should tell them that.
Just
And
let a kid be a
Just
kid.
let a kid be a kid. Don't
Who
put
cares?
gender bullshit into
Kids
their
don't need to be thinking about what gender they want to be.
They got toys to play with. They don't need.
Kids
be
need to
thinking
learn
about-
how to just do life shit and
Exactly.
socialize with
Exactly.
people, not think about, oh, I'm a girl even
Not
though I'm
figuring
a
out-
boy because
yeah.
my mom tells me that. It's like, don't,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you're gonna fuck your kids up.
Exactly. Don't fuck your kids up. Anyways, back to, I guess we're gonna talk about ladies. So yeah. Anyways, had a lot of lady friends growing up. Lady like actual friends, not lady friends in the fun way. Ask me a question because I don't know which like part of ladies to talk about. Like, we're talking relationships. We're talking friendships.
Sure,
we're
talk
talking
about relationships a little bit.
relationships. Okay.
What's your stance on being in a relationship?
I love being in a relationship. I always prefer being in a relationship other than not being in a relationship, but I will not be in a toxic relationship because that is worse than not being in a
Are you
relationship.
currently in a relationship?
No. I had a potential one going, but because of like the world potentially ending,
Yes.
we had to, because
You had to move away.
I had to move away. But no, relationship, I fucking love relationships. Like, basically, to me, a relationship is basically just having a best friend that you can share your life with, and they can share their life with you, and you can be, like, almost double happy, because every time something good happens to you, they're happy, and every time something good happens to them,
Yeah.
you're happy, so you just get stoked way more often,
Yeah.
and you can kiss them.
Yeah.
That's fun. And yeah, I don't know. I like, I'm also the kind of person that's very like one-on-one. Like, I'm not a group person. Like, and it doesn't, not just with ladies or my guy friends, just I would much prefer this kind of interaction than being in like a party situation, a group situation.
Right.
And that just supports relationships. I'm also the kind of person that can spend like months and months and months on end with one person and not get sick of them as long as they aren't annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess like, and I don't search for relationships,
Right.
but I'm always like open to them.
Yeah.
And I don't really like short relationships. I've never been one to just like,
Date for a month.
I mean, it's definitely happened obviously because things just like don't work out.
Yeah.
But I've never been one to look for that because it's just like, I feel like if you've had, and you've obviously had this, if you've had a long relationship, like a good long relationship that worked out and you were happy, even if it didn't end well, once you have that, the short, like,
Yeah.
what? They
Flingy
just, they
stuff.
just like aren't, you're like, this isn't the same.
There's
Like,
not really
it's-
any satisfaction.
there's not as much satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you want that, like the depth in a relationship makes the connection with the other
Yeah.
person so much better.
Agreed.
Like being with someone you love versus just being with someone you think is hot
Yeah.
is a totally, it's like not even the same thing. It's like, I actually heard, I guess it is a pretty reputable source. I don't remember where it was from, but I remember it was a scientist. Don't remember his name, but he was the guy who studies all this stuff. And one of the things he talked about was like beauty versus hotness.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because it's kind of on this topic.
Yeah.
And basically beauty is what you get when you're in like a relationship. Like you think they're beautiful, you adore them, like you
Right.
want them. They don't have to be looking pretty. They could have just got up, just got out of the shower.
Right.
They're beautiful. You just love
Yeah.
them. Hotness is like they're sexy.
Yeah.
And once you do your thing with them, you lose interest.
Right.
So like that's the difference between
Yeah.
hookups and relationships. So
Yeah.
relationship, you can be in any situation and they're like that person that you
Yeah.
think is beautiful and you adore them. Hotness is like once you're done, you're done.
Yeah. I
And
kind
there's
of
like
think
an
of,
actual
a cute barista versus a hot girl at the club.
exactly. There's this different feeling. Like, you know when you're talking to, when you say you met someone, you're like, she's not hot, she's cute.
Yeah.
It's like a different
Big difference.
a different
Yeah.
feeling. And this sounds like really weird, almost douchey to say, but I'm not into like hot girls.
Right.
like I've never been attracted to that.
Yeah.
It's almost like the opposite, that I get pushed away from it because I know it's just going to be that. I don't know, shouldn't judge it.
Short fizzly thing.
Yeah. But it's almost it's more often the fact that if you meet a girl who's like really going hard at being like hot,
Yeah.
it's because there's something else lacking in the background.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly. Also, girls just like to dress up.
Yeah.
I don't know the situation.
Usually you need to get to know their personality
Yeah.
at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I think before, because if you're purely just like looking at pictures of someone,
Yeah.
obviously there might be a few
Tinder.
like telltale
Yeah.
sort of things of maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. But
Sometimes you can tell, but yeah, it's not until you
Yeah.
like really interact with that person, even if it's for like a minute.
Yeah.
Once you interact with that person a little bit, you can start to gauge like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is not for me, or oh, okay, this is for me.
yeah. And the last things I'll say, favorite dates are when the girls show up. Well, I mean, not that I really go on that many dates or dates that require to be dressed up like crazy.
Yeah.
But my favorite dates are like the dates that girls show up with like little to minimum makeup.
Right.
Not that I don't appreciate when girls wear makeup, because
Yeah,
you
for
do
sure.
look beautiful and everything when you wear it, but like
Yeah.
when someone comes, they're like, this is actually my face. You're
Yeah.
like, sweet, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And then also just like every time I've gotten into a relationship that it was a good relationship, I went into it wanting to be friends first. So I went in being like, I'm going to treat you like a friend. We're going to be really good friends. But if it escalates into a relationship, then sweet. But if it doesn't, then we can just be friends. It's kind of like a win-win, because
Yeah.
you either become friends or it becomes more. But when you go into something instantly being like, we're going to see if we can take this already to that step of being more than friends,
Yeah.
it puts like a lot of pressure on. And then you also wreck
Yeah.
that option of being friends. Because
Yeah.
as soon as you have that attempt that didn't work, that's like a little stain
Yeah.
on the relationship.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to rub
tarnishes
out.
it.
It tarnishes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always like friendship first. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
that I can like maybe like once actually gone into something with the intention of going more than friends first. Yeah. It seems to work.
Yeah.
Because you also really find out what they're like before you get into
Yeah.
anything more.
Yeah.
You get strings attached and all
Yeah.
that fun stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Relationships, I think, assuming it's like a good, healthy relationship,
Yes.
it adds, at least for me, like definitely my best relationships in my current relationship, like have added so much to my life that I feel like I have certainly become a better person, and I feel like I've almost gotten to know myself better through being in a relationship, because when you're in a relationship with someone, and especially when you're living with someone, you really start to learn how to interact with another person on a day-to-day basis, but someone that you're like intimate with. And I feel like, especially living with someone, you kind of learn that you're not always going to be, how do I explain it?
I don't know. Explain it.
Like there's going to be parts where you just experience like someone purely as they are.
Like that. Well, so kind of like what I was saying, how like they're beautiful no matter what. Kind of like
Yeah.
they're beautiful when they get out of the shower, when they wake up.
Totally.
Blah blah blah.
Well, and you also learn, like there comes a point in a relationship
Personality
where
too.
you stop worrying about like silly things because you're trying to not embarrass yourself, or like once you get to that point where
yeah.
you're fully 100% comfortable with
When
someone.
you get real weird.
Yeah, once you
where
start
you
getting
can be like
real
your real
weird.
weird self. Your,
Yeah,
like, funky-
your completely
Yeah.
normal self.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like such a beautiful thing, but it takes so long to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like I even think with Callie and I, it hasn't really been until we started living together that we've really opened up into.
We were
like,
talking about that
our
when I
normal
came back.
selves. Yeah.
You're weirder now. Way fucking weirder. Because
I'm just more comfortable with
Because
it.
we've hung out so many times, all three of us.
Yeah.
And now you're so much fucking weirder.
Yeah.
You do the weirdest shit. You make
Yeah.
weird noises. You fucking pick her up. Like
I
it's
scare you in the morning.
You scared the shit out of me this morning. It wasn't the boo, it was the run.
The run, yeah.
Fucking run.
It's the approach.
I came around, I was going to the bathroom and I came out and I thought everyone was asleep and I came around the corner and he scared the shit out of me, but he had a jacket on and then he like held it up like this. And you're what, like 6'5"?
6'4",
And I didn't have, I don't know if I have my glasses on, so I couldn't.
I don't know.
but it wasn't. It was almost like I recognized it was you, but because you were so fucking big
Yeah.
and running at me, I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking attack this thing. I was like, if you would have kept running, I probably would have punched
Yeah.
you because I was legitimately fearing my life.
Well, so
It was like I like double jumped.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and then like from fear, and then like a second after, my heart jumped again, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, he's
Yeah.
running at me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a weird thing when you know that you're being scared and your body like jumps into that point, but
Oh,
then you
man,
realize that
flight or
it's not a
fight.
scary thing, or it's someone you know just fucking with you.
Yeah.
You have those two like emotions going at the exact same
Yeah.
time, and your body
And
just like doesn't know what to
drop.
do.
Yeah, and you get like not like tingly, but you get like such a rush of adrenaline
Yeah.
that after you're just like,
yeah. Well,
you
so
need to calm down a little bit.
I learned that because I just like scaring people. I think it's like really,
Yeah.
really funny. And it's just hilarious because it's so harmless, yet like
Until someone
people
gets a heart attack.
people like always get mad about it, even though it's like such a harmless thing. But
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing where you can't stay mad about it because it's so unreasonable to be
Yeah.
like pissed off at someone because they
fucking
scared
scared
you.
me.
Yeah, you can't do it. So it's one of those things where it's like you can prank someone and you can do it over and over, and they can't like genuinely stay mad at you because
Yeah,
it's so
no.
unreasonable. But with Callie, I would always wait. So basically, like when you come out of the bathroom in our house, there's like this short little hallway, and then you come into the living room. And I would always wait at the base of the couch because basically, as soon as you come out of the bathroom, there was a couch right there. And so I would always wait right at the bottom of the couch. And then at the last minute, I would like jump out from the bottom of the couch. And that worked for a few times. But then eventually, like, I don't know, she just got used to it.
She knew.
So I had to switch up my approach. And I was like, okay, if it's dark out
Change the
and I
routine.
run at someone, that's way scarier because
man,
now
it's
something's
the
almost
fucking
attacking
run.
you.
It's
Yeah.
the run. Like if Callie ran at me, I'd be like, "Bitch, come on, you're
Yeah.
like 5 foot, whatever." But like the fact that you're actually big and the jacket, like the jacket draped over your arms, you look
Yeah.
fucking huge.
And it's scary.
and it's legitimate. It's not. It wasn't like Dion scaring me.
Yeah.
It's like there's a large
This
being.
unknown
There's
thing,
like because I thought
coming
you were
at me.
asleep too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, ladies.
Yeah.
You got anything else
Basically,
to say
just
about ladies?
comfortable.
Yeah.
I
Have
think. What?
Like this is I was gonna say what's your approach, but you're in a relationship, so I guess you don't really know what your approach is.
Well,
right now.
I think I can talk about how I got into it because I feel like this relationship that I'm in right now is definitely by far the best relationship I've ever had,
And it was a
the
weird start.
healthiest. And it was kind of a weird start, but it's also like the healthiest relationship I've ever had, and also like the most fulfilling, the most satisfying that I've ever had. But I also was never really taught how to do any sort of relationship stuff growing up, and especially as a kid, I never really got to witness like what a proper healthy relationship looked like.
Yeah.
Ever. I was just always surrounded by people who didn't necessarily have bad relationships, but they
Just not like a
maybe there was
model.
a bit of resentment, or there was a lot of passive aggressiveness, or people that didn't necessarily, I think, fully truly love each other and appreciate each other. It was more people that were together kind of out of necessity or because like they felt like they had to be.
Isn't that crazy how many relationships are like that?
Oh, so many.
But,
Yeah,
like-
so many. Well, think about it. It's easier to stay in a relationship with someone even if you know it's not really great for you,
Yeah.
just because it's convenient to stay in a relationship with someone, or there's a variety of reasons, right? Maybe some people are like more manipulative and sometimes people don't have anywhere to go. But I think a lot of people stay in relationships even if they know, maybe even if they don't know it's not super good for them.
It's just scary to leave, man.
it's super scary. Yeah, it's
definitely
harder.
if it's like a longer term one.
It's
Yeah.
harder, I feel like, to end a relationship. Like, I feel like it's harder to break up with someone than it is to be broken up with. So, but
so
neither
much harder.
person wants to be that person that end the
Yeah.
relationship,
It's
so
a-
people will just stay in it.
It's a different kind of hard. It's like decision versus being hurt,
Yeah.
right? And like the decision.
Well, at least if
is-
someone breaks up with you, you kind of at the end of the day, it's just like you just accept it and
Yeah,
it's like,
it's more
okay,
like-
this is where I'm at. Yeah, it fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
yeah.
But
when
you don't
you-
really have a choice.
But when you break up with someone, you also get like guilt. Like you feel bad if like
Right.
if assuming you still care about that person, you like you hurt them, and then there's also the fact that you are broken up, so now you get the same kind of feelings of when they
Yeah.
break up with you.
Yeah.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
and it can fuck you up, man. Like I know, like I've been fucked up like pretty bad by losing people, and then I know other people who have been fucked up for like years and years because of relationships that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times it can just be like subconscious or
For sure.
or it can still be conscious. And like I had a friend who was on and off with this girl for literally like 6 years.
Yeah.
Not together, like on and off.
Yeah.
And like I don't think he saw it, but it was just driving him crazy.
Oh, I bet.
It's probably driving her crazy too, right? And it's just like it's such a, that's why relationships are so weird and they're so interesting, is because they can either be the best thing that ever happened to you or they can be like the worst thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like more often than not, it's negative than good.
Right. For a lot of people. But I think if you're, at least at a young age, if you're like learning a lot from those negative experiences, then it's good.
I think the reason there is more negative than good is because almost all relationships start good and then can turn bad, but not many relationships start good, turn bad, and then come back to good.
Right.
Like it's really hard to kind of crawl out of that hole.
Especially once both people start building all that resentment. And
resentment's brutal.
You know,
resentment's like, it's weird because you don't even try. Like you're not even like trying to resent them. Yeah. It's not a conscious thing. Yeah. It just happens. Yeah. Because of,
and it makes it so hard to fix because you just resent that person so much you don't really care about fixing, and then becomes like super toxic and
brutal.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's not even like relationships with just ladies. That's just relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
In general. Well,
definitely.
Like family, friends, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you, here's an interesting question.
Sure.
What do you think about, so I had this conversation with my friend, and we were talking about that show. Have you heard Love is Blind?
Yeah.
It's the show. Yeah. Okay, so we had this argument. Not an argument.
Hate that show.
A debate.
Can't stand it.
And she's like, do you think that's true? And I was like, what? She's like, is love blind? I'm like, fuck no, love's not blind. Like, you can't.
Definitely not.
Like, physical attraction is one of those things that's such a, like, debated topic of if it matters. But of course it matters. Yeah. It makes such, it's like your first impression is how you view people. Yeah. And, like, how you physically see them.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with her, and she was, and she said it didn't really matter. And then I was like, okay, well, let's say you have standards, right? Like most people have physical standards, which is not mean. It's just like a normal thing.
For sure.
And I was like, okay, let's say you meet like the perfect guy personality wise, but he's 6 inches shorter than you and he's really overweight. Are you still in it? And she's like, oh, probably not.
Right.
Like, so it's,
and everyone's different too. Like some people are a lot more driven by personality and character than they are by looks and attraction. More specifically, like women compared to men, because I feel like men are, at least initially, almost purely driven by 100%. Physical attraction. Yeah. You know, that's kind of what starts it. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's like, I think there's an evolutionary purpose for that.
Yeah. But like, you can also be both, right? Like I'm so much personality based that a girl can be just the hottest thing I've ever seen, but if she has a shitty personality, I'm like physically not interested. Yeah. Not just mentally in the personality, but like it's a turn off if you're mean or you're a bitch or you're just like not, if you're
just not compatible.
Not compatible, But there's always like I feel like everyone has had an instance in their life where like there's somebody who you would be really, really good with, but you're just not attracted to them.
Right.
Like, I've had that with friends before where it's like, we would probably be an amazing couple, but I don't think either of us are actually attracted to each other.
Totally.
So it's not going to work out.
Just keep it a friendship.
Yeah. But it's way more common to see a really, really attractive girl with a less attractive guy than to see a really attractive guy with a less attractive girl.
Definitely.
It's almost, I can't think of one instance. That
it is very rare.
It's very rare. Because you definitely see sometimes, like, definitely growing up in where we grew up in like hockey boys and shit. Yeah. You see these like nasty hockey boys going out with like incredibly attractive girls, and you're just like, good job, man. Like, wow, I'm impressed. But you never see the reverse.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I think that's a conversation that maybe you don't see a lot.
No.
Because I think,
I wonder if people are scared to say that.
I think nowadays people are a little scared to be like, oh, men and women are different.
But
men and women are not equal in the way that they're attracted to one another. They're different. You know, I feel like there's just a big...
it's biology.
There's a big kind of
fucking
bad
science.
thing saying that men and women are different. It's like, no, we're equal. It's like, okay, yeah, we're equal within our rights. You know, our rights as human beings.
We should both get to go to school.
all be equal and we should have all the same rights. But when it comes down to like physicality and even personality, I think it's okay for men and women to be different.
We have to be different.
We have to be.
We have to be different.
I think so. And I don't know. I don't want to get too into it. But.
No, yeah. But like, because when it comes down to it, like the reason that men and women are different is to like procreate.
Yeah.
That's like what, if you believe in evolution and like and natural selection and all that shit, it's like our biggest goal in life is to survive and make more little us's.
Make more babies.
Make more babies. So like why is it's not a bad thing that men want that, because we're like hardwired to want that.
Right.
But we get so much shit for wanting that. And not everyone's like that. Like I'm definitely not hardwired in the way that's like I just want to have sex. Because there's some people are who just like they just want to have sex all the time.
Totally. Yeah.
But it's just I feel like trying to say and almost another topic that's trying to say that men want sex all the time and women don't is also, I feel like, a big misconception.
Definitely.
I'm not a woman. I don't really know. Or a lady. Sorry, Callie. I'm not a lady, so I don't really know. But I feel like it's not, maybe not even, but it's probably pretty close.
I'd say it's pretty close.
I'd say it's pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's just hidden in girls, I think, a little bit more.
Well, think about it, because women get shamed for wanting to have sex.
Fucking stupid.
Men don't. Men, it's like, go get it. Yeah, go get some. Yeah.
But when a girl does come out, like, publicly that she's just, like, super open, it's like, there's something about it that just, it's probably because not many women do. But there's something about it that, like, it's just like it's got a different feel.
Definitely.
When there's a girl that's just super open.
That's a societal thing, and I think religion plays a big part in that. Because especially in Western culture, I think religion runs so deep in our society.
Yeah.
Whether you're religious or not, you don't understand how much. Like, what year is it?
Yeah, I was.
What year is it? It's 2020. What happened 2020 years ago? Every scientist agrees it's 2020, unless they're like going by like Chinese calendar or like Hebrew calendar, whatever it is. But
but it's definitely something that even if you're not religious, religion affects you. And one of the things that,
especially with sexuality,
one of the things I read a little while ago is that all ethics, including like sexual and relationship ethics, come from religion. Not because I'm religious or you're religious, but because that's just like society has become religious. Not religious in the fact that everyone believes in Christianity or is Catholic or whatever, but the ethics and the morals have been derived from those beliefs
of our Western culture.
So like even the fact that like divorce is a bad thing comes from religion.
Definitely.
Right? Or the fact, or like,
so you're making not
polygamy. Polygamy is the one where like
that's where it's like one guy with a bunch of
different girls. Yeah. So like in a different religion, in Mormons, is that Mormons?
I think so. Yeah.
Mormons. Polygamy is like great.
Totally
like that's like the point, not the point, but like a big. If you're extremist Mormon, it's like a part of it's a part of the religion. But like if you're Christian, it's like that's a sin.
Yeah.
So it's like who's making this up?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I really went down a religious road there.
I hope we have another topic on religion, because I feel like we both have a lot to say about it.
Dude, we could crush a few topics about religion.
Yeah. and it goes pretty deep.
Yeah.
But
do you got anything else to say about ladies? Get a little back on track.
Ladies, I love ladies.
I love ladies.
And I feel like a lot of women have really added a lot to my life personally.
Women are my life.
Yeah.
That was weird way to say it.
Weird.
Women, most of my life has revolved around ladies.
Yeah, in some form or another. I think women are important, men are important, and I guess we'll just leave it there, and we'll just get towards the next one.
Ladies are great.
Yeah. If you're a lady, respect. If you're a man, respect.
Less respect. No, I was kidding.
If you're non-binary, respect. You do you.
Anyways, let's finish it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.